Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 18 of our Colorado Rockies rebuild here on Out of the Park Baseball 26. Before we get started, I must apologize for the abrupt ending to last episode. I thought I had time to get a full 2 hour stream in before an appointment, and that just evaporated into mist. So can only apologize. So this stream hopefully will be able to make the full 2 hours. I also decided to play about little less than a month's worth of games off stream. That way, the entire rest of the season I can play and sim through on stream, and we don't have to do anything offline. Quick order of business. Last we left off, we had failed miserably against the Dodgers. We lost 3 out of 4 to them. And then I played through and simmed the rest of the games in May. We won the series against the Astros 2-3, or 2-1 rather. Same with the Mariners, and then the Dodgers, who were just our Achilles heel this year, swept us 3-0. We then swept the Marlins 3-0, the Twins 2-1, and then took the series against the Red Sox 2-1. Tragically, the loss was a 3-12 massacre where Dollander gave up 7 runs in 3 innings. And then the series against the Marlins, we took game 1, lost game 2, and game 3, which I played just a little while ago, we won 21-0. 21-0. Wow. Interestingly, in that, Ezekiel Tovar had 2 homers for himself. Good for him. Last episode, we talked about sort of the amount of injuries that our team has had. Estrada came back, which was good, but Yanquiel Fernandez is official. He's going to miss the rest of the season. He's going to be back, it looks like, in early November. So the only way he would play for us is if we make the World Series again, and he would be eligible for the playoff roster, which I don't know if he would. He's on the 60-day IL, so he's not on the 40-man. So that'll be something I'll need to figure out. And then Alex Bregman is out for 2 to 3 months. So probably going to get him back somewhere in the mid-late August time frame, which is a little earlier than expected, which is good because while we have a lot of options and guys I can pencil into third base, none of them are going to be as good as Bregman. So, a couple updates on players. Charlie Condon, who I previously said cannot play third base. That is true. In 20 starts, he has 3 errors, a zone rating of negative 1.3. He is much better at first base, but right now, third base is kind of where we need bodies with Bregman there. However, I've made an executive decision where I am going to try to bring Taglia off the bench and not necessarily give him the starting role at first. And then he went on and had a great series so far against the Marlins. We'll see how that shakes out. But so far, Taglia isn't doing that great. He is on pace to just about hit his home run total from last year, which famously was worse than the year before. The good news is Ks are down. The bad news is so is pretty much every other number for him. So we're going to need to try to get him some opportunities down the stretch. And it feels weird not to play a Gold Glove first baseman, but Charlie Condon is even a better defensive first baseman. So there is that. Hao Yu Lee has been made our de facto third baseman as of late. So far in 11 starts, he has a zone rating of negative 0.5. No errors yet, which is good. It must be said, somehow his arm ticked in the negative at second base. Don't ask me how that happened. But Hao Yuli has not had a great season so far. He just went 5 for 6 against the Marlins, which boosted all of his numbers up, but he has not been great. I'm going to try to get him everyday starts because I think he's young. I think he's really good and he needs it, but man, we need him to start being more consistent, I think. And now let's talk about the outfield picture for a moment. So I would describe it as fine with two big problems. The one big problem is Brenton Doyle has not hit the ball well this season. His OPS right now is a 6.68. He has had a really good past week. He had a good game against the Red Sox where he had 3 hits, 3 runs, and 5 RBIs, which is nice. But listen, the man's OPS was a 370 in April, so anything is better. We're looking for him to just keep improving and hopefully put together a pretty good season numbers wise by the end of it. Defensively at center field, he's still fine. Negative 1.4 arm. However, last 2 years he had negative 2.3 and negative 3.1. So the negative arm is okay. What obviously I'm caring about there is the range and the zone rating, which in both these categories, he is fine. Stephen Kwan, I think overall is doing okay. I am not playing him against lefties really. He only has 71 plate appearances against them. He has not done particularly well at all. So right now he is in against righties and doing pretty well for himself, I would say. But now we are at sort of a crossroads moment because Cole Carrick, who obviously suffered a season ending injury last year, has just finished up his rehab assignment in Albuquerque, where his on base percentage was a 390, slugging a 552, and already positive WAR player. So he is definitely going to get called up to the majors. The question then becomes, who do I send out? And really, it's between two players. One is Joe Lampe, who has been a backup outfielder for a bit, kind of a swing guy. He has started to get hot, but previously to this, he was ice cold in the month of April and then into May. But so far in June, 600 on base percentage. That'll play. He is also 26 years old, and he has about or so 100 games played in AAA, which isn't a lot. And then obviously Manuel Margot, who Margot reached out to me in an email and complained about not starting. He is still unhappy for this. It should be noted he is starting against lefties, so I don't understand what his problem there is. If you're wondering, against lefties, he has an on-base percentage of just under 700 and OPS or on-base percentage of 286. So he hasn't been great against lefties. So far in the season, about 20 starts. He has 24 hits, a couple home runs. Doesn't strike out a ton. Decent walks, to be fair. 323 on base percentage, 727 slugging. He's doing pretty okay, I would say, average in terms of hitting. Fielding, he is not a center fielder. This was found out pretty quickly. He's only gotten 1 assist so far there, negative zone rating. His range ain't bad, but I don't think him at center field is really an option. But he is an okay corner outfielder. However, the other part of this is there's no real reason to keep Manuel Margot at this point over someone like Cole Carrig, who is young and needs at bats. And really, Manuel, he's getting this .3 WAR. He's doing okay, but I think it's time to move on in a different direction. So first things first, and I already know what's about to happen. Does anyone want a prospect for Manuel Margot? No. Let's say I retain 50% of the contract. Still nothing. Even if I do, regulars and veterans with the same retention, nobody wants them. So in that case, we are just going to waive and designate for assignment Margot. He might actually get claimed because he hasn't been bad this season and he can play all three outfield positions well ish. So he may very well get claimed. But in the meantime, Cole Carrig, who last year in 3 starts and 11 at bats had 4 hits and a strikeout, has now arrived back from his almost year-long injury to the majors. Now, the question then becomes, do I let him hit lefties? In terms of his ratings, he has worse gap, worse eye against lefties, but his avoid K is insane and his contact is a little bit better. So I think for now, I'm just going to do the split where Stephen Kwan is going to hit righties as a left fielder. Cole Carrig is going to hit lefties. I think that makes the most sense right now. Um, it is a little awkward because we did just lose our backup center fielder, but I think Joe Lampe is going to just have to take that role by necessity. It'll also get him some more at bats here and there, which isn't bad either. And then against lefties, who do I want to be? Joe hasn't been too bad. Make sure he takes that. All right. Now, let us talk pitching because I've made some decisions. Brady Singer has been called up from AAA to help out in long relief, and so far he's done pretty well. He did give up 5 runs against the Marlins yesterday. We'll set that aside. But prior to that, he did pretty well. He is upset because he wants to be a starter. He thinks he is a starter. Right now, I'm using him as a long reliever because that is where I think we need him the most. And our bullpen hasn't been great this year so far. Seth Romero, especially, is getting hit around like crazy. At one point, he even went ice cold early in May and just something is crashing and burning with him. He had a good April, bad May, bad June so far. And we need to kind of get him sorted because he's been our most consistent bullpen arm the last couple years. And now it's not looking too great. In the corresponding move where I called Brady Singer up, I've sent Sean Burke back down to AAA, where he has yet to play, hilariously, and he's been down there like a week. But Burke just hasn't had it this year. ERA of 6, WHIP a 1.7, BABIP a 345, allowing 2 home runs per 9 for crying out loud. So he needs to get himself fixed in AAA before I can call him back up. The starters so far, everyone is doing well. Slight asterisks. Chris Bubich, I think, still has problems going deep into games. He has yet to give me 6 innings at any point this year. He really is good for allowing like 2, 3 runs every outing. And if you're only giving me 4 or 5 innings, it's not particularly good. I've made multiple efforts to trade him. Hindsight being 2020, us giving him an extension early last year has come back to bite us a bit, I would say. So that is a problem. I debated moving him to long relief, but I think we have enough guys that can do that. So either we fix him or we trade him. Michael King has not had the greatest May and June, it must be said. He's struggled this season just as a whole. He has already allowed 64 hits. He is on pace to give up the most home runs, hits, earned runs, walks in his entire career. So we need Michael King to settle a bit. We need some good starts from him because, similarly to Chris Bubich, he has not given me 6 innings in a while, and he's been good enough so far to allow 4 runs an outing, which isn't great. Also, his contract situation is interesting because he has a player option after this season if he wants it. So there's a non-zero chance that we might see the last of Michael King if he walks. But that is where we stand. Let us advance the day. And now we bring ourselves to face the Miami Marlins once again and old friend Austin Gomber, who did very well for us in 2025. We traded him to the Royals. He was a long reliever for them, and then he went to the White Sox and was okay. .1 WAR, gave him 90 innings. Take that. But this season for the Marlins, he has not been good whatsoever. So we will take on the lefty today. And since it is a lefty, that means Cole Carrig is going to make his season debut in left field. Taglia is going to sit, as will Ezekiel Tovar, Stephen Kwan. I think I am going to sit Burleson and see if Joe Lampe can continue his hot streak and get something going against the lefty here. But first up, Randy Arozarena is their DH. Obviously, we tried to sign him in free agency, and I didn't really want to offer him 6 years. And so he went to the Marlins. Let's see if we can get him out today. The long pan around. There we go. Well done there. Austin Martin, who has been getting a little bit of shortstop reps with Tovar struggling so much against lefties, especially. Very nice. From How You Lee at third. If you had told me at the start of the year that our infield would be Charlie Condon, Tiara Estrada, Austin Martin, and How You Lee, I would have assumed that just the sky falling to the earth. And a nice little strikeout there. All right. So far, so good. Let's see if Brenton Doyle can get us going against his old teammate. No, he cannot. For those keeping track at home, Estrada with the infield. Just right back to the pitcher. Cole Carrig, his first at bat, gets down in center field. He is on the board. Cole Carrig, also a speedster, 65 speed, 70 stealing. So you already know I'm running him against Ramirez. Oh, no, the ball's in the outfield. Cole Carrig is at third. Does that mean he gets the steal or no? He does. Good, good, good. I was going to cry foul if he wouldn't. All right, Charlie Condon walks. And a wild pitch. Nobody moves. Ah, but Austin Martin grounds out to the second baseman. We threaten, but we do not score. Where have I heard that before? Answer: everywhere. Hunter Goodman, who has essentially become our full-time DH, gets us started with a nice solo home run. He has been our best hitter this year. It's not been particularly close. He already has 19 home runs, and we are in early June. So I'm very excited to see how many homers he gets by the end of the season. 50, would be grand. I don't think he's going to get that. Another error there. Oy vey. And How You Believe at second. Down goes Drew Romo. Joe Lampe, a nice fielder's choice to advance the runner. And Doyle strikes out. What else is new? Uh-oh. Marlins have runners on first and second with one out. But Otto Lopez K's and Davison de los Santos also goes down. Good from Michael King there. Nothing for us in the third. Austin Martin leadoff double. You know, you know, between me and you, I wouldn't have swung on that 3-0 pitch, but is what it is. How Yuli grounds into an RBI. Fielder's choice. You don't see those often. Drew Romo trying to lock down the everyday catcher spot. Grounds out also. And Drew Romo, I mean, he hasn't had a bad season. It hasn't been great. His WAR is so high, I think, because he's just that good defensively. On base percentage is good, but that power, it might be a 30. Like, he just doesn't have it, which is a little disconcerting at the catcher position. And Arozarena gets the RBI double, unless he's bold enough to stretch it. No, double. Okay. All right, Michael. I believe that you'll be able to get Otto Lopez out here. Hit to Estrada, the throw, got him. All right. 5 innings, 1 earned run, 3 hits from Michael King. Not the worst in the world, but we do need better. Especially if/when it comes playoff time. Because right now, if we were in the playoffs, it would be Miller, Hughes, and Dollander would be my 1, 2, 3 for a 3-game series. Estrada hits it to right. Does it have the distance? Yes, it does. Solo home run for the second baseman, his 7th on the year. That'll do. And Cole Carrick gets in on the festivities. That ball is gone on his season debut. Cole Carrick has arrived on the scene. Charlie Condon, he tried to match, came a little short, but he gets the single. Battle of the Austins goes to Gomber on this one as he gets Martin to pop up. All right. We get 2 more runs, which I like. And Seth Romo can come in for the 6th. A clean 6th. Nice. Howie Lee with the home run there. A nice clean 7th for Romero. We take that. Come on, Cole Carrick. Bring him home. I don't think that's going to advance him. Come on, Estrada. What's the point of speed if you're not going to use it? All right, Condon walks. Austin Martin now with a chance. Fly out to center field. Down he goes. All right, I'm going to go to Zerpa here. Even though Romero is only on 15 pitches, don't really want to risk that. So pretty good. I am going to pinch hit. Since they have a righty in, I'm going to have Taglia come in here for Goodman. And he strikes out. What else is new? How you leave the soft grounder and he's safe. That'll do. That'll do. Howie Lee's going to run for the steal, and he's gunned down by Ramirez. Tried to test the arm. It did not work. Juromo lines out. All right. I am going to have Halverson warming up in case Zerpa can't get 3 outs here. De Los Santos immediately gets a leadoff double. You know what? Fair enough. All right, let's see if he can get Ramirez in front of the catcher. The throw got him. Hector. Ooh. He looks pretty good, to be fair. Have you been better or worse against lefties? You have been about the same. Little worse against lefties. And Zerpa, wow, he swung on a 3-0 pitch, and he is rewarded with a single. I am now going to bring in Halverson to face Yandy Diaz. Diaz hits it to How You Leave for second for 1 and first for 2. Ball game. We beat the Marlins 5-1. Cole Carrig in his season debut, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 RBI, and a homer for good measure. All right, good series there against the Marlins. Let me save really quick before I forget. Brandon Woodruff ended up on the Pirates. I debated signing him at one point. He's had a pretty good year for the Pirates, to be fair. Yeah, they gave him 3 years, 30. The AI likes to give older players longer deals. Huh? All right, we're going to sim game 1, he says as he hits the play button. I always do that. Sim game 1, we win it 10-9. Yeesh. Tyler Soderstrom has ended up on the Pirates. I feel like I knew that, but yeesh. All right, Estrada and Burleson both got home runs. Stephen Kwan going 0 for 4 is rough. Oh, Bobby. Bobby gave up 6 runs, 8 hits in 2 innings. Molina got hit. Vodnik. Brady Singer, 4 innings. No hits, no earned runs, no walks, 3 Ks. That's why you're a long reliever, Brady. Okay. That's why. All right, let sim game 2. We lose it 2-10. Gabriel Hughes gives up 7 runs. Romero gets hit again, 3. That's why I can't sim games, man. All right, All-Star voting update. Your Colorado Rockies have no one, not a soul in the All-Star votes. So there's that. All right, so Chris Bubich against Kumar Rocker, who has found himself on the Pirates, having a pretty good season so far for them. Whom do I want? I think I'm going to give Drew Romo a little bit of a rest because he's on 95%. So Goodman is going to catch. I'm going to have Burleson move to DH. And Cole Carrick really can't play in right field, which is regrettable. So Joe Lampy is going to take it. Yeah, Estrada's also pretty tired. Yeah, I think I'm going to have Austin Martin hit 7th. How You Lee can hit 2nd. And everything else is everything else. All right, little bit of a rotated team here against the Pirates. We'll see how we do. Clean first inning. And Ezekiel Tovar's on 3rd. We already have a run. Very nice. Tovar with a triple. That'll play. Hunter Goodman now hits it deep to left field. That ball is gone. 2-run homer. That is Goodman's 20th homer on the year. A reminder, it is June 12th. 13th, I believe. Math, it's a tricky one. All right, Burleson. Back-to-back Ks. And Joe Lampe flies out. But we get 3 runs to our name, which should be a good cushion for Bubic here. Clean second. Oh, boy. And Chris has walked. The bases loaded. Neat. And he's walked, I assume, that's Timar Johnson. It is. How is he doing? Wow, they didn't even call him up last year. That's rough. Well, it's not looking great for Chris, and both my long relievers are dead tired because the AI is a foolish beast. So good luck, Chris. Good luck, buddy. Fly out to right. No one moves. And O'Neill Cruz flies out to left. That will score Cronenworth, it looks like. All right, can he get old friend Sean Bouchard? No. Bouchard gets the line drive down. And IKF is out at home. Okay. Could have been worse. Let's see if Chris can at least give me a couple outs in the 4th. Instead, he gets me an error. You know what? I think it's time. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. All right, he gets ND. I think that's going to be that. Let's bring in Halverson, who is tiring now. I left him warming up one batter too long, I think. And the inherited runner scores. We're all tied up 3 apiece. Cronenworth walks. And he steals on Goodman. Who hasn't stolen on Goodman? I ask you. Ah, jeez. IKF with the RBI double. 4-3. Yeah, I think this might be Chris Bubic's last start with us. His contract is just, I mean, it's not huge. He's making $8 million, but it's big enough where teams balk a bit. Joe Lampe gets a steal. How you lead bloop single. Lampe in at third. Do I want to run on 70 arm having Henry Davis? No, not really. No matter. That ball is down. Brenton Doyle with an RBI double. Thank you, sir. Ooh, how you Lee made it home. Never mind. 2 RBI double. Come on, Condon. Oh no, excuse me, that was Stephen Kwan, not Brenton Doyle. I'm used to how you Lee being at the bottom of the lineup. They walk Tovar for Hunter Goodman. Fair. I guess it worked out. All right. Well, we get the lead back. That's the good news. Bad news is that Halverson is already on 24 pitches. And with this full count, he is now at 30. And this is my bullpen right now. Oh, boy. All right, well, we get the lead runner at second. I'll take that. I'll let him face Bouchard, and then I'll pull him. Bouchard flies out to center. Good catch, Doyle. How do I feel? Worn out. I'm worn out watching my pitching staff here. Yep, 2 more runs there. Thanks, Vodnik. Jeez. Can I just get some peace? I mean, yeah, Brady Singer is gonna have to go out there with like 75 stamina, which is harsh on him, but that's just kind of where we're at right now. Sorry, Brady. All right, cleans up the 7th. Gets me a clean 8th also, so I can bring on Bautista for the 9th. I'm going to have... Actually, no, I'm not. Let's have Lampy face him here. Mitch Keller, the Pirates closer. Gets Lampy to pop up. Brenton Doyle hits it to right. Nothing there. He goes 0 for 5 today. How Yuli, our last chance. Strikes out. We drop the series to the Pirates, losing 5-6. Yeah, I think we're in it's time to trade Chris Bubic mode. How Yuli gets NL Player of the Week. 12 hits and 26 at bats, 4 homers, 8 RBIs. Just pretty good. All right, Chris, buddy, I'm going to be honest. Does anyone want him if it's just straight up? No retainment. Should I trade for Oswaldo Cabrera for a second time in this save? So a day 30 in the regular season. Is it not past day 30? It's past day 30. He must have chosen not to opt out. The other option is Yu Darvish, which I'm obviously not doing. So if I get Cabrera, and again, I can't stress enough, this will be the second time I will have acquired Oswaldo Cabrera in this save. I could get him, waive him, DFA him, and move on with my life. I would like a prospect. However, it would appear the Padres don't have that many great prospects. I'll take Luke Adams. I mean, they'll give me Luke Adams, who might be okay. On second thought, I don't know if I want him. Can I have Emilio Diaz? I can. They want a prospect of my own. I am more than willing to give up Joseph Chirinos. I'll do that. And then throw in this random 17-year-old. Never mind. All right, we'll do the deal. So we've traded Chris Bubic. Might have been an emotional reaction, but I think his arm has essentially fallen off to the point where he can only be a long reliever, and that's not really going to work for us. I think he had a really great year last year, but this year just his stamina plummeted. We give up Joseph Chirinos to get it done. I think Chirinos has really good movement, but his stuff isn't developing great. He has no control whatsoever. I'm good with that. We get a 18-year-old Emilio Diaz, who, to be fair, looks solid. Let me get a scouting report on him. And for the second time in this save, I have acquired Oswaldo Cabrera, who now, because he didn't opt out of his contract after 30 days, it's now just a minor league deal. So he's going to stay in AAA and just be some organizational depth for us. Now, that means I need another starter. I have 2 options, really. I don't want to move Brady Singer to starter because his stuff drops down to a 45, and he is essentially Chris Bubic with more stamina. So he's going to stay a reliever. I think the 2 options are either in AAA, if I go with Luis De Leon, who is on his 12th start this season in AAA, doing pretty good. He's given up a little bit of walks per 9, but Ks are nice. Or I go with Jose Fleury, who Fleury, I think, might need a little bit more time in the minors just so we see how his stuff and control, especially, can tick up. I think we're going to go with Luis De Leon, add him to the list. He is 100% rested because he last pitched on the 8th. So I am going to have him actually take game 1 against the Diamondbacks. So we salute Chris Bubich. Goodbye, my friend. Good luck with the Padres. All right, and now we face the Diamondbacks and Ryan Nelson, who is a righty. I think I'm going to give Charlie Condon the day off. Let Toglia hit first base, and then Brenton Doyle. He's killing me. So Joe Lampe is going to play center field. Hit leadoff for us. Cole Carrick, buddy, it is time for you to get some work in right. With his 35 defensive rating. But his arm is good. So if his arm plays in left, by definition, it should play in right. Because that's how that works. All right. Joe Lampe in center field hitting leadoff, and he strikes out. See, he's continuing the spirit of Brenton Doyle, which is really, just what we're looking for. Estrada deep to right field, not deep enough. Reese Hines in right field for them. Yeah, he's been good. Been good this year. He's bad for the Reds last year. Is that a 25 rated center fielder? Get on base, Steven. I need to look at this guy again. Thank you, Steven. Demetrio Crisantes. This is his only second start of the season. He is a infielder by trade, second baseman in the minors. They're putting him in center field today. I respect the audacity as Toglia grounds out. All right, Luis De Leon making his MLB debut, the lefty we acquired in the Orioles trade. I believe that was that was when we got him and Felix Bautista for Ryan Ritter, who the Orioles have not used at all, and Robert Callens, who is still in single A. So suffice to say, without question, we won this trade. Full count. Immediate. Back to the pitcher. I think really, are they saying he didn't get back to first there? The animation there was hilarious. Might as well just make Toglia fall down to show that he couldn't make it back. Another infield single. The first one was technically an error, which fair enough, but that's back-to-back infield singles, and Reese Hines, home run, left center. Welcome to the show, rookie. That's so unlucky. I mean, we should be out of that inning. If Toglia learns how to scoop a baseball and Tovar learns how to throw a baseball, we're out of that inning. But alas, here we are. Gabriel Moreno, hits it over the head of Joe Lampe. Does Brenton Doyle get that baseball? That is a legitimate question. Now that I think about it, how has Lampe's range been? I mean, it's been fine. Dane Myers hits it back up the middle, and a bad inning gets worse for De Leon. Come on. Get Biggio at least. Soft grounder to second. Estrada has it. Done. Well, 8 batters went in the first inning against De Leon. Oh, boy. And all because Toglia didn't scoop up the baseball. Leve. Tovar infield pop up. Start the counter. All right. Goodman gets aboard. We'll take that. It's like the 3-pitch strikeout is the most momentum killing play in sport. Or the double play, maybe, as Drew Romo flies out to center as this 25 rated guy just puts on a show. Runner on second against De Leon, and he walks Gino Grover. And resigns, gets it down. Oh boy. Bases loaded for Nolan Jones, who we had an opportunity to acquire this past season or off season, either in a trade or waivers. We opted not to. Luis De Leon strikes him out swinging. Never a doubt. It's a lie. There was so much doubting going on, it wasn't even funny. All right, runners on first and second for Goodman. He hits it to left, but that's an easy fly ball for Dane Myers. All right, Howie, let's go. Hits it back up the middle, but they got him in what looked like the shift. I know it wasn't the shift, but it looked like it. Can he get Torrin here? Yes, he can. Gino, it's Groover, not Grover, which is objectively better. Hit back to Tovar. Got him. All right. He definitely settled in. Oh, he's still. It's only 2 out. Oh, whoops. You know what? I have faith. He can get resigns. He walked him on 4 pitches. Wait a minute. They were saying Groover was safe? Ah. The animation made it look like he had the ball, and I just didn't read the play-by-play. And he walks Nolan Jones. All right. Oh, boy. Last at batter will be Moreno. And it's under the hands of Estrada. All right, Molina, I'm going to be honest. If any of these guys score, the poor rookie is going to be crushed, and he walks him on 4 pitches. I mean, the good news, if there is any good news from that, is because there were 2 errors, De Leon only allowed 2 runs. So if our guys could play defense, you know what? Actually, statement. Tovar, sit down. Tovar's sitting down. Because not only did he just make the error, he also allowed the infield single where I feel like he should have got him earlier. Toglia with a nice little home run there. Molina is trying to get me the outs that he can. Joe Lampy. Runners on second and third. As we wait for the catcher to walk back, as the camera pans to the random people in the stands. And Joe Lampy flies out to right. All right, Zerpa's coming in for the 7th. Oh, a third error? Who? How you lead? Unbelievable. You better get this double player. So help me. All right, they do. They get the double play. Dane Myers is on third, though. Perdomo hits it to Austin Martin. And he gets him. All right. Keegan Aiken, you're gonna have to give me the eighth, buddy. Well, Zerpa's only on 13. Let's see if Zerpa can just get through it. Oh boy. I don't think he's gonna get through it. A better defender might have reached that one. That seems to be the theme today. Oh, jeez. The collapse is getting worse. Aiken, I'm going to be honest. I'm hitting the half inning button. No runners score. Good for them. All right. We lose it 1-6. 4 of those runs were unearned. We had 3 errors on the day. Probably that's one of the worst games we've played in a while as a team. All right. Let's sim game 2 against the Diamondbacks. We lose 0-3. And the AI put Cole Carrig in at third. Fair enough. Molina, who the AI just pitched in a game after he threw 33 pitches. Explain that one to me. The AI does such stupid things. Really is annoying. All right, let's sim the finale. And we lose 2-4. Swept by the Diamondbacks. Uh-oh, Michael King's hurt. Michael King is hurt. Shoulder injury, too. And we don't know anything after 2 days, which means it's probably a really long-term injury. Oh, boy. I think this season is just going to be known as the one where everyone gets injured. I think we're just at that point. All right. So the Padres. Hello. Drew Romo is ice cold. So let's sit him. Goodman can go to catcher, though Goodman hasn't been doing that much better. Shucks. So I hit the wrong button. All right. Brenton Doyle's starting to get some hits going. Estrada really isn't. How Yuli, have you been doing good hitting second or no? Not really. Yeah, 7th is where How Yuli needs to go. How Yuli just can't play defense. I think that's really what I'm discovering here. He just can't do it. We're going to have How Yuli take second. Austin Martin will hit 8th. And Burleson DH. Let's have Cole Carrig hit second. Let's get him in the. Let's have him facing the pitchers early and often. That is my thought process. May it succeed. A leadoff walk would be lovely, Brenton Doyle. Please don't swing at the 3-1 pitch. He didn't. We're in business. All right. Joey Bart has an arm of 60, so I don't know how often I'll be running here. Cole Carrig hits into the fielder's choice, but he walks Quan. All right, Charlie. Go for Rookie of the Month. Bloop single. That'll play. Bases are loaded for Ezekiel Tovar. And he grounds in to the inning-ending double play. Get this man off my team. Ezekiel. My good man. Oh, boy. Solo home run for Alcantara. How Yuli is on third with 1 out. Austin Martin walks. Burleson gets the line drive down. Tie ball game. For a second, I thought Austin was going to try to go to third. I'm like, you will immediately be gunned down. Brenton Doyle hits it left field. Out of here. Thank you, sir. 4-1 ball game. The 9th home run for Doyle. He had 13 all of last season. So he's on track to potentially have a career best in home runs. That would be lovely. Wouldn't complain about that. Let me tell you. As Cole Carrick pops out and Quan goes down looking. All right, a little bit of run support for Bobby Miller. Condon is at second. And Goodman walks. And we're getting base runners against Montenegro, but outside of the homer, we haven't done great. As Machado immediately catches the line drive, and Austin Martin lines out. Our left on bases numbers are grim already. Yeah, Tovar 4, Lee Martin 2 apiece. It's a lot of runs we're leaving on the board, man. Burleson 3-1 count, and he walks. That's his 6th walk for Montenegro. Doyle went for another home run. Not quite far enough this time, though. Carrick K's. Also, Kevin Alcantara with an 80 defensive rating. 60 arm. Very nice, sir. And he gets one there to fly out. All right, clean 5th for Bobby. And Jojo Romero, which is a great name, is in to pitch. Down goes Condon. Tovar strikes out. And Goodman gets aboard. Nice. Getting on board on an 0-2 count. The sign of a wonderful hit. And Hal Yulee hits up the middle. Okay, we have something here with 2 outs as Goodman goes to third. All right, Austin. The soft single to third. Machado can't make the throw in time. They get a 5th. Burleson now always capable of the home run ball. Or the sharp grounder to second to end the inning. But we got 1 run. I'll take that. And Bobby gets me a clean 6. The good man. I'm going right to Halverson. I'm not messing around here. Cole Carrick hits it up the middle. I am not going to send Doyle. I think with no outs, I'd rather have Carrick steal, which he does. We're in business. Nah. Quan K's. But we did take away the double play ball, which is good. Condon hits it to left. The ball is caught. The throw is in, but Doyle makes it home. Sack fly for the rookie. And Tovar hits it softly to short. Out he goes. All right, 6-1. And I am going to pull Bobby now and go right to my relievers. I'm going to let Bautista pitch a little. Actually, they didn't get any runs. Never mind. Zerpa. Ooh. 2 on, 2 out for Condon. Down he goes. All right. Well, Zerpa, I believe in you. There we go. All right, we take game 1 for the Padres 6-1. Good game for us there. Bobby Miller with a lovely little bounce back start after getting shelled by the Pirates. We still are awaiting Michael King's injury. I assume he's out for the season because it hasn't told me yet. 13 months, torn rotator cuff. That could genuinely be the last we saw of Michael King in a Rockies uniform because he has that player option if he wants it. All right, Michael King is out for an entire calendar year. Overall, I think a okay signing. Last year, I think he did fine. This year, obviously, the struggles were still there. Whip a 1.4. He struck out more guys, which is good, but the BABIP is higher. And all of a sudden, we are down another starter. Sean Burke, starting pitcher. No, I'm not doing that. I mean, Jose Fleury is the in-house replacement. Before I entertain that, though, let us look to both the waiver wire and the trade block to see if there are any pitchers that could be of interest. First off, waiver wire. Not a single starting pitcher. Only one player, in fact. Eli Saul from the Tigers, who he is terrible. Why in the world? I don't know what Scott Harris is doing over there. All right, let's look at the trade block for starting pitchers. We have Sean Manaea, who has an uncertain return date for his injury. Yusei Kikuchi, who is out for the rest of the season. 34-year-old Joe Musgrove. 34-year-old Eric Fetty. Griffin Canning, and Michael Wacha. Joe Musgrove is making $20 million, though the Padres are retaining a lot of it. He's doing pretty good for the Diamondbacks. Has he faced us? Not recently. It doesn't look like it. Eric Fetty, I don't think we won. At that point, I would play Jose Fleury. Griffin Canning. I mean, he's not getting paid that much. He's on a minor league deal, $2.3 million, that he did not opt out of. How does he compare with Jose Fleury? I mean, yeah, Canning's the better pitcher now, but Fleury has the potential. Mm. Then Michael Wacha, we're not doing. What would they want for Canning? Mm. It's a decently tough list they have sent me, considering he's on the trade block and he's not getting paid that much. I mean, they take Brady Singer, but I mean, I could make Brady Singer a starter, but he's done so well in long relief. I know the 60 stamina is there, but the instant I move him to starter, his stuff is going to drop and it's not going to be good. You know what? Bring on the rookies. We have so many rookies. All right, let's count it up really quick. We have two rookies. No, excuse me, three. Three rookies in the starting rotation. Chase Dollander, who's been here since the start of the season. Luis De Leon, who just made his first start, and Jose Fleury. Three rookies in the starting rotation. None in the bullpen. They've all been here a while. In the lineup for our rookies, we have one in infielder Charlie Condon, two in outfielder Cole Carrig, three in backup outfielder Joe Lampe. That's six rookies. And yet we're still above 500. Oh boy. The division might be out of reach just with how well the Padres have been playing recently, but if we can take like another game against them, we'll be in business. Also, offensively, we are fifth in on base percentage and first in batting average. Just throwing that out there. And now we have Chris Bubich on the mound. Oh no, it's not him. He was the probable. I have been lied to. I have been deceived. They're giving it to Gregory Soto for the opener. Interesting. Okay. So Chris Bubich is also a lefty. So I think Taglia, buddy, unfortunately, you are going to need to sit down for this one. Um, Tovar is also horrendous against lefties. Same with Quan. Joe Lampy has done pretty good. I think I'm going to give Burleson that bat, though, and we'll see how he does. All right, so we got Gabriel Hughes on our side of things, and they got an opener for Gregory Soto. That could have been something I considered with Bubich, but I don't love openers. I am much more in favor of just get the innings you can out of the starter and then go to a long reliever rather than opener, starter, two relievers in the back end. I would like to try to get Soto out in the first inning because I don't know if the AI is going to try to give him two, but he makes quick work of us. That's for sure. 3 runs and an error from How You Lee once again. He can't play the infield, man. Oh, that's so disappointing. All right, Gregory Soto is still in. Charlie Condon with the single and a steal. Or no, the double, excuse me. I thought that 1-0 count was already there. Hunter Goodman flies out. All right, how you Lee, redeem yourself. 4-pitch walk. You know, a base runner is a base runner. Chris Bubich is in to face Drew Romo. And Romo gets the bloop single down. That'll do. 1 run will score. Condon is in. Alec Burleson up now. Hits it to short. The throw, no, an error from Xander Bogaerts. Bases loaded. Brenton Doyle. The pitch. Out at second. Man. All right. All right, Gabriel, get me a clean inning, buddy. I don't think I'm going to get the clean inning I want as Luis Garcia gets the single down. 1 run will score. Double play is available. I don't know, they call the ball on that. The double play is no more. But he strikes out who? Aiden Miller. Previously of the Phillies system. Manny Machado with runners in second and third. I'm not scared. I should have been scared. 3-run home run. Gabriel Hughes' ERA is now to a 4.58. Oh boy. We're going to need a lot of runs to keep up with them today, it looks like. As Austin Martin flies out near the track. Well, things are going pretty bad. Hashtag analysis. There's already a runner on third also, which is lovely. Please strike out Joey Bart. Thank you. That's only his third strikeout of the day, by the by. And he gets Jackson Merle to pop up. All right. That's the end of the day for Hughes. At least he got a decent fourth inning, but Man. There we go. 2-run homer from Hao Lee, trying to get some redemption for earlier. Keegan Aiken immediately allows a solo home run and 2 more runners and 1 more score. Man alive. Really is impressive how things just go from bad to the house is on fire. Chris Bubich so far, I mean, he's not been doing great, but if there was one Padres pitcher that I thought we would have been able to get like 5 runs on, it would be him, but down goes Carrick and Condon, the 2 CCs of death. Austin Martin also grounds out. I'm just going to bring Molina in. I have zero faith in Aiken. Another error? Who? Molina this time. Damn, I can't even get mad at an infielder. All right, Victor Vodnik is going to get the 8th. Bautista's going to get the 9th. Like that's just where we're at right now. Yeah, we lose it 10-4. I mean, Chris Bubich did what Chris Bubich did with us. He's going to give you 4 or 5 innings, give up like 3 runs. And unfortunately, they got to Hughes early and often. Condon had 3 hits. I think we have a legitimate major league player in Charlie Condon. I think I've seen enough of him and he's been consistent enough where I can make that statement. I think guys like Joe Lampy, Cole Carrick has barely gotten any time. They might be more like fringe backup guys. I think Charlie Condon is the legitimate major league first baseman. All right, we are going to sim the Padres finale, and we win it 6-5. Very nice. Tovar and Hao Lee with home runs. The former had 3 hits also. Quan had 3 hits. I think I'm going to come up. I think when we get closer to the end of July, I'm going to have a we have to have a think about Tiara Estrada and whether or not we want him with us down the stretch. Because he had a really good May, but he has cooled right off in June. And defensively, don't get me wrong, he's still a really good defensive second baseman, but last year he finished with a zone rating of 21. Right now he's at 1.7. So there's that. We face the Diamondbacks again. Can't these guys leave me alone? They already swept us last time. What more do you want? I ask you. Oh, that was a Jose Fleury start. Wait, why did Fleury go? Cylinder. Oh, okay. I need to just reorder this. I forgot that the AI isn't wedded to the 1 through 5. It'll do whoever has the most stamina. Dang. All right. That is what it is. All right. Well, Jose, I didn't mean to sim through his debut, but I figured it would go to Dollander next. Jose Fleury, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 5 Ks. Not too shabby. All right, let's play game 1 against the Diamondbacks. Luis De Leon, it is your chance for revenge. Good luck, buddy. Estrada is cold. I'm going to give him a rest. Here's a question. In AAA, what do they play Carrick? They played him at second, and he won great. Hmm. Here's what I'm gonna do. How you Lee, I am going to move to second. Austin Martin takes third. I'm gonna have Tovar hit against the lefty because that's just where I'm at in my life right now. Um, How you Lee is gonna move up and hit second. Actually, that's a lie. How you Lee is hitting seventh. Martin is hitting second. Tovar is hitting five. And we are going to roll the dice with this Joe Lampion for Burleson. All right, so Taglia, Estrada, Quan, Burleson are going to be my subs off the bench. Austin Martin, bring him down. He did not. For those keeping track at home, he did not. Cole Carrig with a full count. And he walked. Charlie Condon, come on, buddy, 3-run homer. And he hits it deep to center field. Gone. Calling the shot. Condon with the home run. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. I think we have somebody here. We have somebody here in Condon. That does it. Not that that makes Togley expendable. Kind of does though. We'll see what happens. Hunter Goodman now at the plate pops up. Infield pop up. Start the tracker. How is Condon done against lefties? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We're good. We're set. First baseman is set for the future. I'm making the call, even though he has like 2 months of playing time. Oh boy. How Yuli, that's infield pop up number 2. Drew Romo getting in on the action with a nice double. Very nice. Yeah, the problem that my lineup configuration has right now is Drew Romo, objectively a better defensive catcher than Hunter Goodman. However, if I DH Goodman, that means How Yuli is playing in the infield, which he has not historically been good at. So I think that is the flaw in my lineup configuration, where I'm getting a better defensive catcher and sacrificing infield defense. And I don't know if that's a trade-off that's going great for us thus far. Austin Martin on second for Cole Carrig, no issue. Nah, Cotton Center. Fair enough, Corbin Carroll. Fair enough. Charlie Condon goes down on strikes. Tovar, though, gets the ball down. That should score Martin. And it does. Good man. Austin Martin also just quietly put together like an average season. Like he's doing pretty okay. There we go. The ball gets down there for Goodman. Tovar gets to third. How Yuli walks. Bases loaded for Drew Romo. And he Ks. Man. Should Drew Romo be playing against lefties? That is food for thought. Later. For right now, it's a clean fourth for De Leon, clean fifth for De Leon. Now the sixth. He's running out of gas. Let's get Brady Singer warming up. Groover strikes out on 3 pitches. Reese Hines, are you better or worse against lefties this year? You are so much better against lefties. My God. All right, Brady Singer is going to come in then to face Reese Hines. The bloop single gets down. That will score 1 runner. Dang. Disappointing. There goes De Leon's shutout. But Nolan Jones strikes out looking. All right. Brandon Walter is still in the game, to be fair. So we're keeping the lefty in as he gets both Hunter Goodman and only Hunter Goodman. As I thought Howie Lee was about to strike out there on 3 pitches, but cut the ball on it. And Drew Romo flies out also. That was 3 straight 0-2 counts. He got us there. Brady is running into trouble. Let me get Keegan Aiken ready to go back to a lefty. Carroll grounds out. All right. So, yeah, it's going to be Aiken for the 8th and Bautista for the 9th here. They're switching to a righty. Lampy walks. And I am not going to run on Moreno. I don't think. All right, Austin. Give me something. No, he's hit. Man down. Medic. I am gonna pinch hit here for Cole Carrig. We're gonna have Stephen Kwan face Bryce Jarvis. Line out to Oy vey. Full count for Condon, and he strikes out swinging. No insurance runs for us. Stephen Kwan will go to left field. Keegan Aiken in for the 8th. And it is a clean 8th. Good on you, sir. Tovar goes down swinging. Goodman, though, gets in with a bloop single. All right. I want how you lead to face the lefty. Yeah, he's in how you lead's in really good against lefties this year. That is a benefit to playing him in. And the ball gets down into left field. Goodman will advance to third, and How Lee has a stand-up double. Insurance runs inbound with Drew Romo, who strikes out on a full count. And Joe Lampy grounds out. Never mind the reports of insurance runs deeply exaggerated. Bautista is on for the 9th, and he gets it done. All right. We beat the Diamondback, which is huge because the Diamondbacks and us, I mean, we're separated by 2-3 games. So we need to get the wins. Good day from De Leon, 5 2/3, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 7 Ks. That's really good. Keegan Aiken, Brady Singer, Keegan Aiken, and Bautista struck out almost every man they faced. So that works. Let us sim game 2. We win it 11-2. How you Lee and Estrada get triples. Burleson, Estrada, Lee, Condon, and Doyle all get home runs. Well, okay. That'll do. The AI had Toglia go into right field. Don't ask me why. I won't be able to tell you. Dollander, 4 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, not great. But Romero, 3 innings clean. Halverson, 2 innings clean. Wow, they put Funderburk back out again. This poor man, he's pitched 3 times in the last 4 days. That does not seem indicative of success. How you Lee, by the way, had another error. This man kills me. How'd Drew Romo do? 2 hits. Okay. I think one of the reasons I'm more in favor of having Drew Romo hit day in and day out is we'll find out a lot quicker if he's going to be our everyday catcher going forward. I think that's my chief argument. Miller, Hughes, Fleury, De Leon, Donder. Got it. All right, that's the order. Speaking of which, Drew Romo is dead tired, so he's going to rest. Goodman will catch. How Yu Lee will DH. We're going to have Austin Martin take third base duties. And yeah, I think I'll give Condon a little rest. Have Toglia hit. And that'll be that. All right. Bobby Miller pitching for us. And immediately there's trouble with runners at the corners, and the Diamondbacks score 2. So we've caused some trouble of our own as Tovar is going to score off the leadoff double. Well done, Hunter Goodman. Should I just sign him to an 8-year extension right now? Again, he has no All-Star votes, by the way. I can't stress this enough. Throwing that out there. In case anyone was curious, is how Yuli hits into the double play. And Austin Martin hits it over the head of the center fielder. Nicely done, sir. Man, if you had told me that Austin Martin would have, 32 starts by late June, I'd be like, oh boy, everyone's injured. It's not wrong. Everyone is, in fact, injured. And we get 1 run back. Let's see if Bobby can lock in for a little bit. Gets me a clean third. Toglia now hits it deep to right field. Gone. 3-run home run. The lead is ours. Toglia's 10th home run of the season. That'll do, sir. That will do. Part of me feels bad for Toglia because he's not playing a lot, at this point. Part of that is, we faced a lot of lefties and he's terrible against lefties. But the other part of it is, we're kind of in a moment where if I want to give Condon all the at-bats in the free world, then he plays first. And Toglia can only really play first. So that is what it is. Tovar's safe at third. Goodman at second for How You Lee. Takes the walk. Bases are loaded. And Austin Martin hits into the force out at home. Not how you wanted that to go as Burleson strikes out. We get 3 runs. Could have gotten more, let's be frank. But that is what it is. Clean 4th and 5th for Bobby. I don't think I'm going to get a clean 6th. I have a sneaking suspicion as Corbin Carroll gets the bloop single down to advance Groover. I'll let him face Reese Hines, then I'll pull him. And he gets Reese Hines swinging. Nice. All right. Brady Singer is going to come in to face the lefty Nolan Jones. You can have your stolen base. We'll strike out Reese anyway. Or Nolan Jones, excuse me. We already struck out Reese. See? Down goes Nolan Jones on strikeouts. And down goes Moreno. Never worried. It's a lie. I was terrified. Nothing for us in the 6th. Oh, runners at the corners with no outs. Brady, please. All right, he gets Biggio swinging. I'll let him face Perdomo. He strikes out Perdomo. Good job, buddy. Vodnik will come in to face Groover. And Groover gets the ball down in center. That'll score 1. Come on, get Corbin Carroll. He did not. As Carroll hits it deep to center, that will score both runners and get Carroll a nice double for good measure. And the Diamondbacks take the lead. Vodnik, you're killing me. Vodnik, you get one batter. You get Ryan O'Hearn. Back up the middle. All right. Tegan Aikens coming on. All right. Still 5-4 us. Nothing for us in the eighth, though. Isn't great. But a clean ninth. All right. Justin Martinez at bat against the righty. I think we're just going to let Howie Lee hit here at DH. Second in MLB in saves. Well, Howie Lee infield pop up. Continue the tracker. Austin Martin, I am going to pinch hit here for, yeah, I'm going to have Charlie Condon come in. Struck out, nothing doing. Burleson's our last out, and he goes down swinging. Another bullpen implosion for us as Brady Singer gives up 2 runs. Vodnik gives up another, and that is that. Burleson also 0 for 4 with 4 Ks. Yeesh. All right, let's sim the Diamondbacks finale. We lose it 3-4. Molina this time around gives up 3 earned runs, and the bullpen dies once again. What is our bullpen's ERA ranking? 9. All right, let's save really quick. Bring more of your drafted players to the team. I am trying, okay? All right, let us play the opener against the Phillies because we'll also get to see Jose Fleury in. So, all right. Both Hunter Goodman and Brent Doyle are tired. So, I think I'm going to have Burleson D8 and Cole Carrig is going to play right field. Charlie Condon can also get the day off. We're going to have Toglia come back in here. Austin Martin similarly can sit. All right, let's roll. We got Jose Fleury on the mound against the Phillies. Clean first, clean second, clean third for the Phillies as well. We get the first hit of the game. We're going to win. All right, Joe Lampy, let's see what you got, buddy. Line out. And Estrada also lines out to the second baseman. Nico Horner is making his money today. Okay. Stephen Kwan walks. I'm definitely going to run on Yasmani Grandal. No need. They had an error on the pickoff attempt either way. Man. Toglia K's. Oh. All right. They have arrived. And they've started to get Jose Fleury here. But he gets Nico Horner swinging on 3 pitches. All right, here we go. Can he get Mendez? The pitch, the swing back to center field, caught by Lampy. 5 clean innings for Jose. Nothing for us in the 5th, though. We're doomed. All right, Halverson is going to come in. Really good start from Jose there. Now our offense just needs to do literally anything. I don't think I want Molina on 66% to be the one that comes in when I have other guys that are in the low 80s. You silly game. All right, Keegan Aiken to face Nico Horner. Horner soft grounder back to the pitcher. Got him. Okay. All right, they brought in a lefty, but because of my DH situation, I don't really have a sub for Stephen Kwan. So Kwan's got to face the lefty. And lines out to right. Toglia, though, is going to come out for Charlie Condon. And Condon gets the ball down in left field. That'll be a double for the lad. Very nice. The rookie continues to impress. But now the question becomes, do I let Tovar hit the lefty? I think not. Austin Martin is going to come in here to pinch hit. Come on, buddy. And he hits it in the right center gap. That ball is down. Condon will score, and Austin Martin has himself a double. Phenomenal management by myself, if I do say. And we have kicked the lefty out of here. Cole Carrig flies out. Not deep enough to advance Martin. How Yuli walks. How many walks is that now for him? He is at 28 through 62 games. So if, let's say, he plays 150, we're looking at probably around 80 or so walks on the season. That'll do. Drew Romo grounds out to first. There's your inning. But let the record show. We got the first run. And then, so Condon is going to play first. Austin Martin is going to take short. I am not moving Howie over. Aiken, buddy. Can I just have some nice things? There we go. No double play ball, but we get the runner at second. Brandon Marsh is up. 0-2 count. Goes down swinging. So, Vodnik is going to sit down. Bautista is going to get warmed up. I think I'll just let Burleson hit. I debated bringing in Hunter Goodman here to pinch hit, but with him being tired, I'll let Burleson get a hack at it. And he grounds out. Not great from Burleson. Yeah. I think we're going to eventually hit a wall with him pretty soon. Lampy walks, which is really clutch because he has speed on him. And he gets to second easy. And Estrada flies out to right. Not deep enough to advance Lampy. Stephen Kwan walks. Charlie Condon for Brian Abreu over here in Philadelphia. Condon strikes out. All right. Well, Bautista, my friend, you have a one-run lead. Half inning. And he gave up the run. Man. 2 hits, 1 run, and that was that. Okay. Well, he is on 18 pitches. I am also kind of running out of pitchers. So here's hoping we get a walk-off win, and I don't have to worry about it. Austin Martin gets us started with the bloop single. I mean, he's running. Like, if you have any speed, I'm having you try to run on Grandal. I could also have Carrick bunt here, But with bunting, I'm always afraid they just slam it to second. And Carrick struck out anyway. Man. Austin Martin goes, and he steals second. So we have a runner in scoring position for How You Lee, who is walked. I am going to pinch hit here. I'm bringing in Hunter Goodman for Drew Romo. And he swings on the 3-0 count, and the ball gets down. Oh, do I send Martin? The ball is shallow. Good runner, normal arm. Send him. Austin Martin goes. The throw in time. Austin Martin goes down. The runners advance. Burleson is up, and they walk him on 4. All right. Joe Lampe. Bases loaded. Bottom of the 9th. 2 outs. The first pitch. It's hit up to center field and caught. The decision to send Austin Martin there falls. Oh, man. All right. I'm going to let Bautista face Trey Turner and maybe Bryce Harper and then pull him. All right. He strikes out Trey Turner. I'm going to let him face Bryce. And he walks Bryce. All right. Vodnik is coming in for Alec Baum. And Baum hits it in the left center gap. That will score both runners and give the Phillies what is looking like at the moment an insurmountable lead. Oh, boy. All right. We got to get 2. Estrada is up first. And it is a fielder's choice, but it does bring Joe Lamp to third. Stephen Kwan hits it deep to left field. Gone. We have a tie ball game here in Colorado. The decision to not pinch hit from him earlier completely vindicated. All right, Charlie Condon now. Go ahead, run at the plate. And looks like a harmless fly out to left. All right, Austin Martin. And he is hit. That seems personal, doesn't it? I'm gonna have Austin Martin try to run. There's really no reason not to at this point. Though it looks like they might just walk Carrick, which fair enough. And Austin gets the steal. 3-1 count for Carrick. Soft grounder back to the pitcher. But he is safe. He beats it out, and Austin is now at third with How You Lee at the plate. Chance for glory. Soft grounder to short. Down he goes. To the 11th inning we go. Tied 3 apiece. I'm just going to hit the half inning button and hope Vodnik can lock it down. No runs score for the Phillies in the 11th. They intentionally walked Grandal. Loreno flew out. Nico Horner flew out. Mendez, fielder's choice. Good work. All right, Hunter Goodman now up at the plate. He strikes out. I guess Romero's going to have to warm up for the 12th if we can't score here. Burleson grounds into the fielder's choice. So good news, the go-ahead runs at third. Bad news, 2 outs. Joe Lampe here. What's he got for me? The hit, is it going to get down in left field? Yes, it will. Walk-off win. Colorado Rockies take it in 11th. Well done for the lads. Really good work there. Austin Martin, 2 steals, clutch. Bautista, unfortunately, gave up all the runs today, but that is what it is. We take it. Victory is ours. We are so running low on relievers right now. Oh, if ever there was a time for a guy to give me a complete game, it was now. Oh boy. All right. I will sim game 2 of the series. We lose it 3-6. Charlie Condon and Burleson get home runs, but De Leon got hit a bit, as did Molina. National League voting update. For the record, Hunter Goodman is still, well, to be fair, okay, he's losing to Shohei. Fair enough. Actually, let me compare their stats really quick. Hold on. Let me compare their stats this season. So, almost identical in terms of games started. At bats, Shohei's a bit higher. Hunter Goodman has 11 more hits, 2 more triples, 2 more homers, 5 less RBIs, 5 less runs. Okay. 22 less walks, but 10 less Ks. Shohei has the steals, 21 versus 3, but Goodman has almost 50 more points better of an average, slightly better on base percentage, almost 100 better points. It's like, I feel like Hunter Goodman should be leading this right now if there was any justice in this world. Granted, Shohei did win like the quintuple crown last year, but it's fine. Oh boy. All right, let us play the rubber match against the Phillies. Chase Donder is on the mound. Drew Romo is going to rest. And I'm going to rest Tovar also because he is on 90%. So Austin Martin is going to hit 8th at short. Burleson will move to DH, I think. And Joe Lampe is going to hit in right. Let's have Burleson hit. Because Burleson in 9th. Let me look at the splits. Nah, I mean, overall, he's been better in 9th. Never mind. He can stay in 9th. Joe Lampe is just going to hit 4th. I feel bad for Toglia, man. I think we're coming to an. Actually, no, let's play them both. So Condon in 46 starts. Yeah, I think we'll do Condon at DH. Lampe can bat 9th. Toglia can take first base. All right, let's do that. See how we like it. Chase Donder for the rubber match against the Phillies. A clean first, and already we're up 1-0. My God. Warm up the buses. Now we're going to lose like 2-1 at the death. Toglia here hits it deep to right field. Gone. Home run for Toglia. He's saying, "Don't you forget about me," as he rounds the bases. Goodman flies out. Unfortunate. Clean second for Chase. Hi, very nice. How you Lee solo home run. Clean third. I'm going to see if they just want to walk Condon. Looks like they do. Oh, 3-1. Full count for Charlie. And he strikes out. Come on, son. Toglia flies out to left. That is that. Clean fourth for Dollander. They're getting to him a little bit in the fifth. They got their run. Solo home run from Brandon Marsh, for those curious. No throw. Lampy is in at first. And I'm definitely going to run on Salvador Perez, who is still going strong in 2027. Credit must be given to the man. I assume that means Freddie Fermin has been the Royals' full-time catcher for a few years now. I'll have to look. Brenton Doyle struck out 3 at-bats in a row. I hear that's bad. Now. The error from Bryce Harper. Not great, but that's what they get for not just putting him in at DH. Kwan swings on the 3-1 and it gets down. 1 run will score. And to second goes Estrada. All right, Charlie, come on, buddy. The righty, Zach Luttrell, is in, and Charlie Condon hits it deep to left center field. Gone. 3-run home run. Well done, sir. Home run number 10 for Charlie. In 50 games played, that's about a little over 30 home run pace. For those keeping track at home, as Taglia strikes out, as does Hunter Goodman. But the damage is done. We're up 8-0. Think I'm going to get Brady Singer ready to relieve Dollander. Yeah. Walked Rincon on 4 pitches. I'm just going to go ahead and make the sub now. There we go. Clean 6th from Brady. Strata grounds out with runners at the corners. I mean, the Phillies still have only had 1 hit so far. Never mind. They have runners on first and second, but to Estrada for 1, back to Condon 4. Or excuse me, Toglia for 2. And down goes Brandon Marsh. All right. Good job there from Brady. Let's honestly get Romero for the 8th and the 9th. So I don't burn a lot of relievers here. Oh, Romero. Oh, buddy. There we go. Gets the runner at second. I'll take that trade. And Mendez gets it in the outfield. Not only the Phillies getting runs, but Romero's pitch count is going up, 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 up. If he gets that. All right. I got Tovar, Perrig, and Burleson as my subs. Okay. Hunter Goodman, center field, caught. What a shame. How you Lee, center field, caught. What a shame, part 2. I will pinch hit Tovar here for Austin Martin, since it is still the righty. Soft grounder to the pitcher, but he beats it out. Good job from Ezekiel there. Run on Salvi. Yeah, he gets there. All right. And Joe Lampe also flies out to center field. Fair enough. All right, Seth, I need you to give me this whole inning, please. I don't think that's going to happen. Unless you can get Alec Baum into a double play. Never mind. Oh, wait, the runners didn't go. They're cowards. Alec Baum gets it into the outfield. Runners every bag. I really think we might be at a point where we say goodbye to Seth Romero. We'll see. Keegan Aiken, bases loaded. I believe in you. All right, I'll allow a sac fly there. Oh, it didn't even score Zuna. Oh, or Zuna has 35 speed. Makes sense. How much money? Wow. 2 years? Oh no. Okay. They signed into a 3-year 80 million deal and then traded him. I don't know, 225. Yeah, they signed Ozuna 3 years, 80 million. That is insane. All right, Keegan, get Rincon. He got Rincon. All right, we take the rubber match from the Phillies, 8-2. Toglia, Lee, and Condon, all with home runs to their name. Very nice, lads. Hunter Goodman 0 for 4. I think he started to cool off a bit as of late. But that is what it is. Romero allowed 4 hits and gave up a run. A little painful. Oh, the day off cannot come soon enough. What? Midseason review of goals. Hit me. Team record. In the light green, fair enough. Expiring team personnel that I need to extend. Okay, let me actually get this sorted now while I'm thinking about it. So, 2027. So it's me, Daryl Scott, pitching coach, hitting coach, and third base coach Warren Schaefer. If I remember correctly, Warren Schaefer, yeah, see, he has good player relationships with everybody. However, he doesn't really work well with any of the other guys, which isn't nothing. Hitting coach, I think I'd like to keep around Lance. All right, he does want an extension. Let me get that done. Pitching coach. Daryl Scott, I'm a little hesitant. He has okay in terms of pitchers. He has excellent relationship with Aiken and Romero, which is good relationship with Donder, Hughes. Zerpa is big. Fair relationship with guys like Dion and Singer, but they just got here. Will he want like a 1 year extension? 900,000. Never mind, he's gone. Well, we have the money. Would you do 2 years, 700,000? Let's see what he says to that. And then Warren Schaefer. I mean, I guess I can keep him. 255,000. That's fine. All right, let's advance through our off day. Daryl Scott. Okay, he likes the offer. Sweet. All right, let's save there. So then 2 Giants games enter into July. I am going to sim the first 2 games against the Giants. Oh, Bowden Francis. Never mind. We have to play this game. Let's do this. Bowden, how are you, sir? All right, who do I want to face Bowden? I want to give Hunter Goodman a rest. So Condon is going to DH. Tovar drops a spot. Toglia takes first. I'll sit Burleson for Joe Lampy. Cole Carrig hasn't played that much, but that is just kind of a symptom of Quan in left field, I think. Now Bowden gets us in the first, but not in the second. Runners at the corners. And the ball is hit deep to center, but down. How did he not catch that? I have questions for Grant McCray but I'm not going to ask them as both Condon and Taglia score off of the Tovar double. That'll do. How you Lee getting in on the action with the blue single? Okay, good. I was not going to send Tovar there if it gave me the option. Drew Romo. Is that enough to score Tovar? It should be. And he makes it home. 3-0 Rockies. Lampy lines out. Nothing there. Lineup flips to Doyle, who promptly grabs into a fielder's choice. All right. I have faith. See, never did out. Ooh, runners on first and second for Toglia. Don't mind if I do. And the ball is hit to right field, but it dies near the warning track. Where is that famous California coast wind to carry that ball to victory as Tovar goes down swinging? We threaten, but we do not score. The Giants there, they threaten and they do score. Must be nice. Oh, Bobby. Bobby's getting shelled. Singers at 89%. You know what, Bobby? You can get Bryce Eldridge. I believe in you. Bang. Hit to third. Error. And they give the error to Estrada at second. Brady Singer's coming in to face Heliot Ramos. And that ball gets through the outfield. Oh, it's gone from bad to worse. Oh, boy. That brings Bobby Miller up to 6 earned runs. Willie Adames also gets the ball down. Another runner will score. Ay, ay, ay. I'm just going to hit the half inning button. Yeah. Oh, poor Bobby. Well, we have a lot of work to do now. We're down by 6. Clean 5th for Bobby is nice. Clean 6th also. Sweet. Let's get Molina going. Our offense has ground to a halt as Molina has allowed 2 runners on 2 pitches. Wonderful ratio. Back-to-back strikeouts there. We take that. We take those. Can you get McRae? Yes. All right. Molina gets out of the jam that he himself caused. Nothing for us in the 8th. We are down to our last 3 outs. Tovar strikes out that pitch outside. On the throw animation, it looked very inside, but fair enough. How Yuli walks, good man. Drew Romo grounds into the fielder's choice. All right, Joe Lampy. Last hope. Infield pop up. We lose the game to the Giants 9-3. They score 8 runs in the 4th. Brady Singer comes away with no earned runs, but my God, I feel like he should have gotten some of those on principle. All right, we're going to sim second game of the series. And we win it 2-1 in 12 innings as Tovar hit a 2-run homer, but they couldn't bring the second runner home. Very nice. Tovar with the only home run that day. We used 6 pitchers in that. Gabriel, very nice. Almost a complete game shutout. We didn't allow that ghost runner there. Looks like they pitched Bautista quite a bit. 2 1/3 from him. Yikes. All right, let's look at the player development. Vodnik, his stuff goes up and his control and his velocity. Neat. Charlie Condon, his speed decreases, his overall also. Oh, as a third baseman. He's playing first. Leave me alone. Anyone else of note? AJ Russell. He's not doing great in high, but part of me thinks I should just call him up regardless. 24-year-old Fidel Ulua, who is for some unknown reason in rookie ball right now. What would his ratings be in high A Northwest? Yeah, okay. We're going to move him up to Northwest. High A Spokane. It's looking pretty good. All right, looks like a lot of the younger guys in the system we're finding out on. Brady Moretta, contact drops, power goes up. Yeah, he's not doing great in rookie ball. Willie Esparza gets some boosts. All right, but that is where I will end the stream. We got through the rest of July. We're currently 5 games above 500, 43 and 38, 3.5 games back in the division. But we are the top wild card team right now. However, the every team, with exception of Brewers, Reds, and Marlins, are 2.5 games between each other for the wild card. So this all could go topsy turvy at some point. Um, yeah, that is what it is. Cardinals are doing pretty good on the NL Central, looks like. And I think overall things are looking good. I mean, if Charlie Condon can keep hitting, we could have our first baseman of the future for a long, 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 long time. That does create kind of an awkward situation of like, what do we do with Michael Toglia? The solution may very well be that Drew Romo is just going to step back from being an everyday catcher, which, to be fair, he has not had a great June. He's had a terrible June, below average May. Like, that could be something we do where one of Toglia or Condon DHs and we go from there. But we'll have to see how that sort of shakes out down the way. But I thank you all for watching this stream. Next time out, we will get through these first few series in July and then do the draft. Then find ourselves at the All-Star break and the trade deadline. So I think we'll try to get all of that done in next stream. So I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.